What's up, family? Man, I'm so happy to be here. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have Sherri here with me. Man, I've had the privilege of coming out here to Atlanta and meeting her and a bunch of other beautiful spiritual individuals and just laughing and chopping it up, and man, just great bonding, you know what I mean? And so today, Sherri and I are gonna talk about being busy versus being productive. I told you guys in the past that, man, we're going to start talking about some other stuff other than just our egos and our issues and all that other stuff. This is going to fall in line with that. But we're going to talk about being busy because so many of us are busy. We're doing a whole lot of stuff, but we ain't accomplishing shit. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And I say this all the time. We have to grow up. And so, man, Sherri, it's been an honor to finally get to meet you, to see you. How did we get started? And man, how did you get started?
So, wow, that's a loaded question. How we came together on this weekend is, as we mentioned and talk about, being productive versus being busy, is that I'm a YouTuber as well, and I work with a lot of women, and we've been on a 90-day challenge. We've done a lot of inner child healing, just a lot of preparation to get ready to be in line for this year's goals, to be able to achieve them. So we got ourselves together. And then, so as a reward for some of the women that worked hard, we had a retreat this weekend. And retreat was designed to do two things. For us to relax, release, and rewind so that we could get ready for the goals that we have this year. And then just so many things have happening around me in the spiritual world. My life has changed drastically. And I'm watching other people around me, and I'm thinking, you know what? Someone needs to expose what's going on in the spiritual world. Someone needs to expose that. And I started thinking about doing a TV show, and I met you. I ran across your channel on YouTube, and I loved your message, your energy. I felt like I connected with it immediately. So from there, I immediately reached out and was like, listen, I'm about to do this talk show. I would love to have you on the panel. And here we are.
Yes. Family, you guys know I don't like red. I don't do red
at all. You did it for me, though.
And so she reached out to me like a week ago, and she sent me a text. I won't say Instagram or something like that. And I didn't even know it was her name or anything because it was by her magazine name. And so I'm like, okay. I get text messages all the time, and I don't know if it's from a woman or a man. And so it's like, okay, what is this about?
What's going on?
Yeah, what is this?
Goes down in the DM.
Yeah, And so I didn't even respond to it. This was like a week ago Wednesday. I didn't even respond to it the first day. I was like, man, I'm dealing with this stuff. You know what I mean? And then I came in the next day, and sources like, reach out to this person. And I'm like, man, I don't even know who this is. I don't even know what they're about. And so it's like, okay, I read her text. It's like, okay, cool. I would love to talk to you about this. Didn't think nothing else about it. And then she contacted me, sent a text out the next day saying, call me, and she gave me this number. And again, I don't know if it's male, female, or anything, right? And so I'm like, man, this lady got me twisted. I ain't calling her. She ain't pimping nobody. You know what I mean? She ain't running nothing here.
Definitely not pimping nobody.
She ain't running nothing here. How's she gonna tell me to call her? She don't know who I am. You know? Just tripping, right? And so I didn't even call her that day. And so I was out Saturday, and I came in late Saturday night, and sources like, man, you tripping. I'm trying to take you to the next level, but you've been hard-headed. You've been rebellious. Call this person. It's like, all right, here we go. So I sat down, called her, and man, we were on the phone like almost 2 hours, just laughing and just chopping it up. And it was like, this was my long-lost sister. You know what I mean?
Right.
We were just having a blast. And then at the end, she gonna tell me some stupid stuff.
I was like, we're wearing red. He was like, red, girl. I ain't never wore red in my life. I'm like, all right, just wear a red tie for me, please.
I don't even have anything red. And so I was like, man, can I just wear like a real skinny tie? I wear all black. Where I'm from in California, just
right. Red is right.
I don't do red. You know what I mean? And I'll be 52 years old, and I know that I need to let some stuff go. I tell you, I got issues. I'm not perfect. I ain't there yet. I'm getting there. You know what I mean? And so she's like, yeah. And she told me at the end, I was like, man, freaking God, him and his crazy ass sense of humor. Because he know I got an issue with red. And he know that, man, in order for me to hook up with you, I'm gonna have to stretch it beyond my comfort zone, because now I have to buy something red, you know. And it's like, I can't wear no little skinny tie. I got to get a red shirt, and I got to get some red shoes, because that's just who we are. You know what I mean? And so, but when I came out there, it was such a blast meeting you and just talking to all the people that you had there.
Yeah.
And just the chemistry.
It was beautiful.
The chemistry.
Was really beautiful.
So let's talk more about being busy versus being productive, because I did not know that you were having a session this weekend with all these ladies there. And, you know, and that you guys were talking about planning and the goal setting. And again, that's how God works. You know, the synchronicity, because this is what I want to talk about in life. But I didn't know that you guys were already laying the foundation, already having this conversation.
So for me, it's crazy because, I don't know, did you see the movie King Richard?
Yes, I love that movie.
So that for me was like the catalyst that just took my goals and just said, that's it, that's the rocket fuel we need. Because I feel like, again, with me and my tribe, we spent a great deal of time last year healing our inner child traumas, healing any emotional things that were blocking us and sabotaging our success. So after that, I felt like, after I saw King Richard, I was like, man, we are ready. We are ready. All we have to do is develop this millionaire's mindset, this championship mindset, and we can make anything we want happen. So I got the women together on this weekend, and one of the things we plan to do was, it's called the BYOB party, which is bring your own business. Okay, and this was for us to come together to talk about setting goals, not just for, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. No, when you set a goal, you have to have, it's just like a recipe. What is your recipe for success? You can't say you're going to bake a cake and just start getting in the kitchen, start throwing shit in a bowl that looks like it goes in a cake. You have to know what ingredients it takes to make the type of cake you want to make. And it's the same thing with your life and your business. We came here this weekend, even though it got postponed because we had so much beautiful things going on, but it's still a part of our plans for this week, is to get together and set a plan. What is the one thing we want to achieve by the end of 2022? We so often set these New Year's resolutions, and by March they're out the window. Why? Because there was no foundation around that plan. There was no goal set, no milestones. You didn't do any research. You just said, oh, I want to be this because it was January 1st and that's what we do. But by the 15th of January, you on Martin Luther King Day, you're not worried about your goals anymore. So this is what we came together to do. I put together a whole planner for it, where you put together the vision. And then every month you say, this month I'm going to get this accomplished. And then we have a week by week and a day by day of how we're going to get whatever that monthly goal is finished. Because the difference between being busy and chasing our goals is that when we're busy, we're just throwing shit up against the wall trying to see what's going to stick. But when you have a plan and a goal, you are in line to exactly to where you want to go and what you're trying to be. And that's what I got from the King Richard thing. I looked at this man and he had all the adversities in the world, all kinds of things going against him. But yet he said, baby, we're going to have these 2 kids and we're going to make them championship tennis players. And he followed his plan no matter how many people laughed at it, no matter how many people he thought was crazy. This man would show up at big, $1 million country clubs in his little knit shorts and baseball socks up to his knees that looked a hot mess, and was telling people, I got 2 championship children. And they looking at him like, if you don't get your house cleaning ass up out of here. And he was like, he didn't care. He said, yeah, you laughing at me now? But and now who are we talking about? Venus and Serena's father. Okay, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. And it just takes you having a plan and following it. And that's what we don't do. We don't plan. And when you don't plan, you plan to fail. That's how it works. So that's how I see it.
It's awesome that you bring up that movie King Richard, because after I went and watched that movie, I made a video about that.
Me too.
Just because it was so inspirational to me, because we're so quick to dog people out. And, oh, you're not doing this, you're not this, you're not this. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? We're so quick to put other people down and their goals down and kill their dreams because we don't have dreams. And it's like, when people don't have dreams, They want to sabotage everybody else's dreams.
Misery loves company.
You know, yes. And so when you see people that are actually doing something that's about their life, they don't have time for the negativity.
Right.
They don't have time to be trying to destroy your dream because they're so busy chasing their dream.
Absolutely.
Trying to bring their stuff into fruition.
Absolutely.
You and I talked about this briefly yesterday, and we were talking about accountability. It's great to have goals. It's great to have a plan. But man, you got to have somebody in your life that's going to keep it real with
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. I'm that person. I'm that coach. And I've always been that with most people. Like, I have a lot of people tell me, I can't take you, TT, because you too straightforward. You keep it too raw. And I'm okay with that because that's who I am, and I know that's what it takes.
Yes.
Somebody calling you up in the morning, oh, it's okay, honey, that you didn't finish that assignment. You'll do it the next time. That ain't me. I'm that coach that's going to be like, well, why didn't you do it? And next week we need to get this out your way so that you can get your goals done, because we get distracted by everyday living. But you will look up and 10, 15 years will have passed you by and you're just still talking about what you wanted to do. I always say to my tribe when I'm trying to uplift them and inspire them that there's nobody in this world that's more privileged, more special than any of us. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. It is, what are we doing with it? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing more special about Oprah, Beyonce, Steve Harvey. They are us.
Yes.
They were people who were given opportunities to exploit their talent, and they did just that. Some of us procrastinate. Some of us talk about what we want to do. We'll get on the phone, talk your ass to death. But what action are you putting to it? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I vowed with a few of these women, because they have been my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, without them, there wouldn't be a spiritual TT channel. There wouldn't be, the classes that I've had to go out there and start teaching. And so I feel personally obligated to them to make sure that they have the coach that they need to push them into greatness. And I've seen it happen. We've done it. We wrote books together. These are women who never saw themselves as authors, now have books on the market. These women have websites now. These women have businesses. They're going after their degrees. And that's what it's all about. And you can be that type of coach where you can push your people into greatness and not let them make any excuses.
Yes.
And that's what we plan to do for this weekend.
Yes. And family, you guys already know I'm all about that. I tell you guys all the time, no more excuses.
Yes.
We're too damn old for this shit.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We're too grown for this, we say. You know what I mean? No more excuses. The excuses that you come up with, somebody who use those exact same reasons as motivation and a challenge to get up off their butt to make it happen.
Yes.
One of the things that I love about you is that you're a straightforward, raw personality, because it's just like mine.
Yes.
I ain't sugarcoating shit. I'm not tiptoeing around it. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about offending you. Get over the shit. You know what I mean?
No.
And it's like, what are you doing to bring your dreams into fruition?
Right.
Don't just tell me this is what your goal is. Every week, I'm on you. Hey, this right here, what you're doing, how's this helping you reach your goal? This what you're doing right here, how's this helping you bring this into fruition?
Right.
If it ain't helping you bring your dream into
Get rid of
reality,
it.
you wasting time. You're distracted. You fucking around. You know what I mean? And again, it is what it is, And every one of us, we need that person that's in our life that's challenging. Yeah, that's challenging us and holding us accountable. Because so often we get grown and can't nobody tell me shit
nothing.
because I'm a grown ass man. I'm a grown ass woman.
Ego.
So about you, what have you done? What have you accomplished? I know some of the things about you, but man, I would love for them to hear about some of the things that you brought into reality, that you birthed into
the world.
Yes.
Oh wow. So I surprise myself sometimes. Like, I think I got that from as part of some of your childhood trauma can actually work out for you.
Yes.
Okay, and this part of my personality actually works for me because it gives me, when people tell me I can't do something, then I'm relentless to prove that I can. That's just how I am. So I've always been a go-getter. I've always been a leader my whole life. Even as a child, I used to get all my friends together and we play office, and I would be the boss, or we would write songs. But since I'm been here, I've got a lot of things on my list I want to do before they put me 6 feet under. Yes. So I am this since COVID. Let's just talk about since COVID, okay? Because me coming into my spiritual calling happened during COVID. Prior to that, I worked in the entertainment business, but When COVID started in 2019, in March of 2019, God sent me on my healing path, because as a healer, you are always your first client. Yes. Always. Because until you can heal you, you're incapable of healing somebody else. True. You don't know the route. You don't know what works. It's a proven method that God gives me that I've used to heal other people. So first step for me was healing. I went through my healing. After my healing, I wrote my first book, which was called Self-Love Journey. I went straight to Amazon on that, and then I started my YouTube channel. And I started getting certifications. I now have 9 certifications. I'm a certified and master Reiki practitioner. I am a spiritual life coach, a regular life coach, both certified. I'm a certified meditation facilitator. I'm a certified Ho'oponopono practitioner. I am a certified yoga practitioner. I just got into this whole spiritual thing, and it just felt so good to be able to find that peace that we all chase in life. You know what I mean? Yes. And I was chasing money. I was chasing fame. I was chasing men. I was chasing all these things outside of myself until finally I found myself. So now I got 9 books on Amazon. I've got my YouTube channel that I've been working on for the last 2 years. It's the Mental Pain Healer. I started my magazine. I have a soul culture magazine for the spiritual community. I have Empress Gardens, which is my spiritual online store. I could go on and on, y'all, and I'm not done. I'm about to open up a brick and mortar. I'm about to do a spiritual talk show, a spiritual album. There's so many more things in me that is unreal, and I am just relentless about making them all happen this year. But my biggest thing is to keep my tribe close to me and keep them with me and make sure that I'm spreading what God gave me to other people.
That's awesome. There's one movie that I love, and it just came back to me as you were talking, is Bucket List. Mm-hmm. I love that movie, but it saddened me that these people had to be at death's door
to be
right in order for them to write down all the things they wanted to do in life. Right. And so many of us, that's what it takes for us to have this awakening. Mm-hmm. You know, we have to be told, man, you got 6 months to live. We have to be told you got cancer, colon cancer, or whatever the case may be.
To wake us up.
You know, and it's like, oh my gosh, now I got to get busy. It's like, well, damn, you should have been busy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so my challenge to you guys this year, man, it's not just this year, but my challenge to you today is, and again, I'm not about procrastinating. Don't put off tomorrow what you could do today. That's you know what I mean? And it's like, I stay busy. I get 4 to 5 hours of sleep, and I'm up and my mind is going, okay, what do I got to get done today? What's going to take place today? Because there's so much that I want to accomplish. And she was playing some music last night, and it was like, oh my God, it took me back to some of the dreams that I've had as a kid that I let go of.
That's
you know?
Right.
And it was so inspirational, so challenging. So, you know, it's like, man, what's my excuse? I really don't have one. I didn't realize that I could accomplish this dream. And so just you playing that music was so inspirational to me. It's like, that's going to happen this year.
Yes.
You know, and there's so much more. And we're going to talk a lot more about this stuff.
Yes.
Is there anything else you wanted to say or add?
Man, I mean, just I would just say again, you know, if you guys have goals, you know, make a plan. Don't let go. And the one thing you said I really want to talk about real quick is the childhood dreams, bringing them back up. My first love was music. I always loved music. I love writing songs and all that kind of stuff. And I put that dream aside because we always look at it like, oh, that it will only happens to certain people. But you don't have to be famous with it. You don't have to be selling millions of records. If no one listens and it just comes out of your heart and your soul and you get it out of you, that's important. That's very important. So that's why I'm no longer worried about what people say, think, feel, care. I don't give a shit. This is me, and I am the only person responsible for my happiness. Yes. And I'm about to take this shit and run with it. You understand me?
You know, and with that, again, I didn't realize that this platform, YouTube, again, because I started YouTube not for, you know, all of this stuff, you know what I mean? Not for this platform of this magnitude. And it's just beginning, you know what I mean? But I started this just to have information so that my kids and my loved ones could come somewhere and see me smiling and see me trying to drop some knowledge and some wisdom and some insight after I passed away. Yes. You know, that was my mentality. Like, man, I got to get everything in me out so that when I'm dead, my kids and my grandkids and
Have
my
your
great
legacy.
grandkids, they could go in and look at these videos and they could learn some of the things that I have learned. You know what I mean? I never imagined that these videos would be seen in 50 different countries and people from all over the world would be calling me for sessions, and I would meet people like you and these other people that I met this past weekend. All of that happened because
You stepped out of your comfort zone.
stepped out of my comfort zone
Yes.
and took that first step.
Yes.
You know, and my challenge to you is you don't know how big it's going to be. You don't know how many lives you're
will
going to
save.
impact.
Yes.
You know, by just stepping out
Taking
of your
that step.
comfort zone and just pursuing your dreams. The late Dr. Miles Monroe said, and it's something I've shared with you guys a lot, the greatest wealth in the world is not any bank, is not any government.
It is not.
The greatest wealth in the world is found in the graveyard.
Yes.
Because of all the unfulfilled dreams, all of the goals, all of the businesses, all the cures, all of the songs, all of the artwork that should have been produced, that should have been brought into the world, but because of our insecurities, because of our fears, because of our shame and our self-doubt and all this other stuff, we didn't do these things. And so we die with all of these things in us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my life is, man, I want to die empty. I want to die empty, having given the world everything that I came here to give it.
Wow. I would say two more things to that is, number one, if you guys have a coach like this that can, because you gotta get right before you can achieve your goals, because you'll sabotage yourself. Fear will kick in and make you give up. Okay, you got to make sure that you get in and get yourself mentally prepared for the trip. Okay, that's the very first thing. It's like if you say you're going to take a road trip, you got to take your car and get it tuned up, oil changed, tires checked, and all that stuff, because the last thing you want to do is have a breakdown while you're on this trip. So it's the same thing. You're preparing for the rest of your life. You're preparing to become and walk in your purpose. So you want to get right. You want to make sure you are ready. Go get your checkup, your mental checkup. Go get that done. You got an amazing coach right here. He can help you. He's a certified coach. He can get you guys together. Go do that, because that's important to get started. I could never be where I am today if I had not healed my traumas, because they were sabotaging me. For years, I had opportunities that I was sabotaging because I didn't realize the trauma that I was carrying around and the fears that it was producing. So I would always say that you have to remember that everything starts at the soul level. Everything starts at the soul. And when the soul is distorted by pain, whatever it is that you've gone through, your trauma, when it reaches trauma, if it's not fixed, then it moves to the mind level. Okay, and when you don't fix it at the mind level, it then becomes diseases, because now it's attacking your body. Yes. So I'm saying, before it gets to that stage, get it now. There are so many of us out here hurting right now. My biggest message is mental health, mental health, mental health. So many of us hurting right now. Get your head right first, because without that being right, everything you do will fail, because you're going to sabotage it because of your fears. So get your head right first. This is 2022. We learned about, family dysfunction and all of that since the 80s. We've been talking about it. But now it's time to do something about it. It's time to end those generational curses by you being the first person in your family to do something about it. And that's all it takes. So that's my thing, is get that head right so you can go get that bank right.
Yes, yes. How can people reach you, or can people reach you? How
Absolutely.
Can they contact you?
I have a website, thementalpaindoctor.com, real simple, mentalpaindoctor.com. I'm also on YouTube under Mental Pain Healer. I'm on Instagram in two ways, The Mental Pain Healer, as well as Soul Culture Magazine. So if you have an interesting story you'd like to be featured in our magazine, you can email us at soulculturemagazine@gmail.com, or just follow us on Instagram, send us a DM. I answer all my DMs. And yeah, so YouTube, The Mental Pain Healer, thementalpaindoctor.com, and Empress Gardens is my website to buy spiritual gifts. So that's who I am. That's what I do.
That's awesome. So family, I'm going to start featuring different people that I've met in the past. If you look at some of my old videos before I left California, I had this thing called Real Talk Tuesday, where I would bring different people on and just let them share their story. And then I transitioned and moved out here to North Carolina, and I put that off because I just didn't really know anybody. but it's been put back on my heart a couple weeks ago. Man, you need to get this going again. Start putting people on the YouTube platform and letting them share their story. Not just share their story, but their successes in life. All the stuff that they've gone through and where they're at now. Look at their business owner, they're this and that. And not only that, but just getting them out there, you know, because I understand this is not a competition. This is not a competition in any way, shape, or form. Everybody's not going to resonate with me. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And I get that. And I don't give a damn. You know what I mean?
But you know, the thing is that every human being walking the face of this earth has experienced trauma.
Yes.
And most of us have tucked it away because it's all we knew to do with it. Yes. Okay, so I never look at another therapist, another person as competition. Yes. I see you as my coworker. Yes. Because I am been assigned to my tribe of who I'm supposed to come here and help. Yes. I can't help everybody. True. That's impossible for me to even believe that. So I don't ever see people who work alongside of me or do the same thing as I do as competition. I see us as co-workers, light workers, people who have been chosen to come here and help heal people. And that's how I see it.
Yes. And that's the reason why we're going to start featuring some more of these like-minded individuals, because maybe you'll resonate more with her, you know what I mean, as a woman or as a man needing a mother figure or needing some more feminine energy in your life or whatever the case may be. I'm going to start bringing on different people, maybe once a week, hope and sharing, letting them share their story and how you can reach out to them. You know what I mean? Man, family, my hope and prayer is that you get busy, you know what I mean? Because none of us know when we're going to take our last breath.
That's right.
None of us know that.
That's right.
And man, get busy. You came here for a purpose, and that purpose is not just about farting, having kids, and all that other stupid shit that we do. You know what I mean? Get busy. Somebody in this world is depending on your success. You have haters, but there are a lot of people depending on your success.
That's right. When it comes to the haters, you ain't nothing unless you got 10 or 15 of them anyway. So if you're running short, go get you some more, okay?
But you got to be doing something to have haters.
That's right.
You have to be busy in order to have haters.
That's right. Wow.
I love you guys.
I'm Sherri Hill. Nice to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for having me, Elijah. And thank you so much for your beautiful energy you shared with us this weekend. I'm just as super duper amped right now about all the beautiful things that you and I have had a chance to give birth to in just our first week knowing each other. God has so much planned. I'm honored to have met you. So glad that I ran across you for this show. I think you're perfect for it. Y'all look out for the show. It's coming, spiritually speaking, okay? Bye-bye.
Happy healing, family. Peace.